Obviously, last year you had a lot of guys filling in bigger roles. So what do you take from last year's experience that's going to help this team as a whole here in 2014-2015?
Sure. Last year we definitely tried to develop our team. We tried to get a lot of playing time for a lot of our new guys, and ultimately that serves us well for this year because now guys have experience. Guys know what it's like to be in big situations, and so I'm hoping that that'll carry over to this year, and I'm very confident that it will.
Throughout the summer, what are some of the things that you've seen this team really work on that are going to kind of manifest themselves when we see you guys on a Friday night during the season?
Sure. We've taken on a mentality to be very aggressive, to be relentless, to play as hard as you can for as long as you can, and then know that somebody's got your back coming off the bench to give you a break. So that's going to be one of our trademarks for this year. And I think that we can be very successful if we live up to that.
Given a guy like Andrew in the middle that has been there, done that, how does that set up things for the rest of this offense and defense to make you guys successful?
Well, we're going to try to work around Andrew. Obviously, he's such a skilled post player. We've got Tanner Camp as well, who's going to be a big contributor for us, and all the other guys who are going to fill in their roles. But with Andrew, we're going to try to play around him. If guys are doubling down in the post, we've got to be ready to cut off. We've got to be ready to spot up for shots. All sorts of opportunities that are created because he's such an effective player.
What does last year's experience mean to these guys, and what can you take away from last season to apply and be better this year?
Well, if the summer is any indication, our younger guys did benefit from having an extra playing time at the varsity level by putting them into tougher situations. They got battle tested a little bit, so we're eager to see when we get that group back out on the floor how they've matured and how they've developed in terms of the way we want them to play the game. I think that was the big thing. It was just last year there's a lot of learning going on, and we knew that was going to be the case, but we also knew that coming back this year we'd have a lot of options, and that's what we're looking forward to.
Given that, what is it going to take for these guys to flip the switch? I mean, what's going to be the trigger for them? Have you seen it in the summer that they've been able to kind of process last season and use it?
I think once they get the confidence in each other, and that just comes from playing together, and that's something that hopefully we'll do pretty rapidly. But they understand the style that we want to play. It's just a matter of reading a guy who's making a cut, or knowing where a guy likes to catch the basketball, or just basketball things that it takes time to develop with those younger guys. Develop that cohesive kind of feel when you're out on the court defensively, knowing you've got help behind you. And we were playing our best at the end of the season last year. We were. So, that gives me some optimism about coming into this year because, as I said, we had a good summer. Guys played pretty well there. I'm ready to start coaching them again.
When you do roll out the balls in about a week and a half, what's going to be the priority number one? What's the focus heading into this season?
Defense. Begins and ends with defense. I learned that a long time ago. We've got some guys who can put the ball in the basket. We have some guys who are offensive-minded. We're going to have a bunch of guys who are defensive-minded. And, that's one of the things you can see in open gym is, when your rotations are slow and when your angles are bad. And you can't just jump right out and teach them during the open gym portions, but when we get into the season, we'll focus on defense right from the beginning and let the offense take care of itself.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Just looking forward to a good year. It's an exciting time in Indiana.